Here are things that I do to respect the relationships that my friends have. I saw a video here on TikTok the other day where a woman posted video footage of her best friend and her man being a little too buddy buddy, and the best friend was like putting her hand on his arm and like rubbing his shoulders, and the man was just laughing all up in her face. And the caption on the screen, I think she said something like, am I being too dramatic? And step number one, if you have to ask yourself that question, you're definitely not being dramatic. You're definitely seeing what it is you're seeing. You might just be in denial that your best friend would do that to you and your boyfriend would do that to you. But there are some things that just from a very young age that I learned from the women in my life on how to respect their relationships and to never get too comfortable around their man. And it's not that, oh, you can't trust me, you got to watch me because I'm going to do something sneaky, or you have to constantly look over your shoulder and be suspicious of your man. It's also the fact of, one, perception is reality. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck. So if it looks like I'm flirting with your man, whether or not that's my intention, it looks like I'm flirting with your man. And there's no denying it based on the actions that you're seeing. And let's just be realistic. There are situations where the friend is too comfortable with the man and the man is too comfortable with the friend, and vice versa. And you also just want to avoid those situations at all costs, because while, let's say, you do have good intentions and you don't think anything of it, that man might take it a totally different way. And like I said before, most importantly, I wouldn't want my friend to think that I'm doing something inappropriate either. A few things that I do to just have boundaries and respect my friends' relationships is I don't friend them on social media. Now, there is a couple who I'm friends with her husband, but it was a situation where this couple kind of takes in people who don't have family in the area, and they invite them over, and it's like a family type situation. And she was aware of it, and I still communicate directly with her. But other than that, I don't feel the need to add my friends' boyfriends or husbands on social media. If it's a situation where they do send me a request, I just, out of respect, reach out to my friend and say, hey, is this cool with you? And if she's like, sure, whatever, that's one thing. And if she's like, no, I really don't feel comfortable, say no more. I block that guy, because I'm always going to be loyal to my friend, and I never want to do anything that would make her feel uncomfortable, or that would make her think that I don't respect her relationship. Also, I've learned from past experience, in situations where my friend maybe has divorced someone or broken up with someone, I have had these losers pop up in my inbox. So these guys are not loyal. So it's also that kind of situation as well. And I think everybody's going to be different, because there's some people who are friends with their friends' boyfriends, and everybody thinks it's fine, and for them it is, and there's nothing inappropriate going on. But especially depending on the social media platform, it can be a little too personal, and lines can be blurred, especially if they're liking certain kind of pictures and things that you're posting that might not be, what's the word? You post a sexy selfie and they're liking that. Just certain situations with social media that I just prefer to stay away from, and that could cause a lot of problems if you're not careful. Also, I don't feel the need to have my friends' husbands or boyfriends' phone numbers. All of my friends, most of them are in relationships, I think, with the exception of one. The longest friendship that I have had is going on almost 10 years. I don't know her man's phone number, nor does he know mine. So I've been doing this way before TikTok. I once had a YouTube channel that I wound up taking down to kind of restart it years ago. And the stories that I've heard from women who they found out that their partner was cheating on them because they saw them texting each other. Now, don't get me wrong. If your partner's a cheater, he's going to cheat regardless of whose phone number he has in his phone. But again, I don't want to have an opportunity be provided where something can go down. And again, like I said before, perception is reality. Okay? Texts, you can't hear the person's voice tone and you can't see their face of what they look like when they're saying it. So a text can be misconstrued and taken to mean something that it does not mean. And now there's drama involved. I've had my friends have emergency situations and vice versa, and I still managed to get the information that I needed without texting or talking to their man. Now, the friend that I've had for over 10 years, almost 10 years, I have her mom's phone number. She has my kid's phone number. So if there's something, an emergency, we can reach each other. I don't have to talk to her man or text her man. Now, if it's an extreme situation where something dangerous has happened and you've fallen off the face of the earth, I'm going to hunt that asshole down and figure out what happened. That's an extreme situation. But as far as me just texting John, what you doing today? What's going? No, we're not, I'm not your friend. I don't think that's appropriate. Another thing that I don't do, I don't go to my friends' houses with just their man there, but they're not home. That just leaves room for all kinds of things to be misinterpreted. I don't trust men like that either. And I just I don't like the look of it. And I think it's just weird. Again, in all the years that I've been friends with my friends, I've never had to be at their apartment or house alone with their man, or be in a car alone with their man. And maybe I really feel like I've been traumatized because, like I said, I've been doing this for a while, for years. And the stories that I've heard of, oh, I let my friend move in with us and I came home and her and my husband were in bed together. It might not be that extreme where somebody's going to sleep with someone, but it's just perception, the look of it. You might go over there thinking, oh, I'm just picking up Kate's Lunchable because she forgot it. I'm just making up something. But John comes downstairs in his underwear because he didn't expect you were going to be over there. And now you've got this weird, awkward situation. So unless you're home, I'm not home either. I just avoid things like that at all costs. Also won't allow your man, first of all, we're not going to be alone together, so this won't happen, but I won't allow your man to speak negatively about you to me at all. And then I would kind of be worried. I would be concerned and question myself as to how he got so comfortable to where he thought that he could do that. I would really be scratching my head and questioning, I've gone too far, I've done something wrong. At the end of the day, you are my friend. I don't even allow you to talk poorly about yourself, let alone some man who can be replaced, who's not going to tell me the whole truth of the story in the first place. Also, if you guys break up or divorce and he's desperate to reconnect with you and he reaches out to me, first of all, he's not going to have my information. So he's really had to be a stalker in order to get my information. But he's blocked. Because if you've gotten to the point where you don't want to have communication with him anymore, the fuck am I talking to him for? I'm on your side. You said you're done with him, so we're done with him. No, I'm not going to talk to her and try to convince her. No, she doesn't want to be with you. You tried it. You're blocked. So don't do the play fighting and the tussling back and forth and touching on his arm and, playfully massaging his shoulders. Inappropriate. First and foremost. You play wrestle with your homeboys. You tickle and roll around with your girlfriend or your wife. That is not an area that I need to be dabbling in whatsoever. And not only does it look inappropriate, so there's that perception bit, it's also a situation of, let's just say I am dumb and I think nothing of it. That guy might not. And now he's stalking me on social media trying to figure out a way to send a dick pic to me. Absolutely not. Or, because a lot of us aren't honest and we don't speak up for whatever reason, you might see us play fighting and it makes you feel uncomfortable. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. That's going to make me uncomfortable in the first place because nobody should be touching your man. But you're my friend. I never want something to go down that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Now, I'm the type of person that's going to say hey, let's not do that. Y'all are playing a little too much. Okay? I'm the type that will say something. You know what I mean? But sometimes, for whatever reason, sometimes we're not honest about our feelings. And I never want to do something that would make my friend question our friendship or what the heck is my hair doing? Or feel as if she can't trust me or feel insecure in any way. So that's definitely something that I stay away from. Now this next one, it depends. But I'm not going to directly reach out to your man for relationship advice. It's one thing if, you, me, and him were at your house having coffee or whatever, and she's like, do you mind if I ask my husband what he thinks about this? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. That's different. But I'm not going to build this intimate connection with your man where I feel comfortable reaching directly out to him to ask him advice about men and dating, because he's not my man. He's not my brother. He's not my dad. No. And plus, to be quite honest, I know enough about dating to I really don't have to ask advice on too much unless there's like a gray area or something, that I'm not clear on. But I know the basics, but I just don't feel it's appropriate to build like this intimate bond with your boyfriend or your husband that I'm reaching out to him directly to get advice on things. Something about that just doesn't feel right to me, especially if somebody does it and you're not aware of the fact that they've reached out to your man. Oh, your friend texted me today. Oh, she did? And some people might not care. But again, it's just the perception. And most affairs start off of an emotional connection where you guys bonded over something. You see what I'm saying? There's a misconception that affairs start because you guys met up at a party and next thing y'all went to the broom closet for 7 minutes in heaven. And that's how I guess we could say that's how a lot of affairs do start. But most of the time, an emotional connection and bond has been built over a certain period of time. And next thing you know, he's looking at you and you're looking at him, and things are happening that should not be happening. Your man is not my friend. You are. If I need to hear the perspective of a man, I'll go to social media. I'll go, there's tons of people I can ask that don't involve me directly contacting your man. What did you guys think about my list? Is there anything that I didn't already mention that you put in place in order to respect the romantic relationships that your friends have? Let me know in the comments.